everybody, Adam here. So when I was a kid, I had a very silly, very stupid dream, aspiration, himbo thought that popped into my head. And that was that I really wanted to have really calloused feet. I don't know why I had that pop into my head. I don't know what was cool about that. But I have this vague memory that I had gotten it from somewhere, that maybe I had seen some kind of movie or some kind of show or something, and it had featured these characters who, were really badass and they had really calloused feet. And for some reason, I thought that was really cool, and I decided that I wanted to be like them, I guess. And again, it's a really vague, really weird, sort of aspiration to have. I have no idea if I invented that. I have no idea if that's based on reality. No idea. Of course, the reality was that I was soon to be pretty disappointed in my efforts to achieve this goal, in large part because you simply don't callous your feet when you are a person, walking around most of the time, wearing shoes, wearing socks, not exposing your feet to the elements constantly, walking around outside in the dirt and so on. And so that basically, just kind of got entirely forgotten up until very recently, which is when I decided that as the world-class himbo that I am going to actually carry out that childhood goal and bring it to fruition. As always, before we get started, this is the Himbo Project, where we talk about all the finest in himbo stuff and himbo accessories. If you like this video, don't hesitate to smash that like button to help encourage all himbos everywhere to develop that thick, beautiful armored skin that will protect them from anything that might come their way. As always, I'm also generally accepting new online fitness coaching clients. So if you're interested, don't hesitate to reach out via the link below, and I will be in touch with you pretty soon. So recently I was able to get a hold of a sit-stand desk converter and an under-desk treadmill. This is largely because, just the way that the pandemic changed things, I needed to really change my approach to fitness, particularly because I wasn't, walking to the gym 4 or 5 days a week and getting in a lot of my cardio that way. So instead, I focused on getting in my cardio as much as possible through walking in the neighborhood. I am somebody who really much prefers getting in a lot of lower intensity cardio compared to, going out for a run and doing some higher intensity cardio. But the problem with that is that it's not always convenient. So of course I live in rainy London, and that means that oftentimes the weather is not great, not terrible, just not great. And it's also something where, if I'm really trying to do quite a lot of walking, it starts to become a problem. And so that problem in particular is that I have not the greatest back. I have scoliosis, which I have talked about a bit previously in the past. And as a result, if I'm going to be walking around a lot, naturally what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to be using my phone the entire time that I'm walking. And then naturally that means I'm going to be in a very hunched over position, and I am going to end up with a bit of back pain that becomes very uncomfortable simply because I am spending so much time staring down at my phone. There's also just the fact that, well, it is generally something that I can very easily combine with my other work for the day. So for example, maybe I simply, can send some emails on my phone. Maybe I can do some, practicing language learning in the apps that I use and so on. That's all stuff that I can get done while I'm having that walk. And so that means that it's not just, sort of wasted time or empty time where, all I can really do is maybe listen to some music or listen to a podcast. It gives me a lot more opportunities for doing things. But there is still, of course, the fact that I've got to then, put on a jacket, I've got to put on shoes. I've really got to go into a lot of effort to do, the task switching, to really go from, okay, I'm sitting at my desk, I'm inside, to going outside. And that also means, of course, that there is that psychological resistance that's going to happen anytime you're switching a task as well, which is to say that the harder it is to, switch from one thing to another, the more you're going to kind of want to put it off. You're going to want to kind of go, I don't feel like it right now. I'm going to maybe do it later. And that is a very common, very big problem when it comes to working out at home that can, really derail your efforts quite a lot when there's a lot of other temptations in your home to distract you from, getting your workout in. So because I am now able to use my standing desk and my under desk treadmill, it is a lot easier to switch tasks. I can basically start off, it just takes me a few minutes to get everything set up, and I can continue doing what I'm doing. I can continue working, I can continue playing video games, whatever the case is, because I am simply, not very, I haven't, moved very far. And that also makes it a lot easier mentally to get into. It's also something where, because my monitors here are positioned in such a way that, like I'm looking up more than I'm looking down, it also means that it solves that problem where I'm constantly staring down at my phone and constantly causing back problems and so on. So then that raises the question, if I want to do that, can I use that as a method for callousing my feet in the process and then living out that beautiful Himbo dream that I had when I was a wee little lad who had never touched a weight? Well, the answer is yes, I absolutely can, and it is primarily by doing my daily cardio in the form of walks on my indoor treadmill and simply not wearing any socks, not wearing any shoes, so that I can then expose my feet to, the actual roughness of the surface and actually then develop those calluses that I have always dreamed of for some reason. My starting goal was to aim for about 10,000 steps per day. I don't think that that's really a reasonable number for most people, and I don't think that there's any reason that you should have to focus on 10,000 steps a day. That number is, I believe, really exaggerated in terms of its importance, but it is a number that a lot of people stick to, and so that was kind of my starting point. That said, of course, I didn't want to just stop at 10,000 steps a day. So I have been gradually, slowly building up the number of steps that I'm doing each week, basically just adding a couple hundred steps at a time so that I can actually get to a point where I'm doing quite a lot of steps per day, and I'm really, really, getting a lot of, basically energy expenditure. And that's also helping out with my current dietary phase where I am, cutting down weight and getting leaner. And I would have to say, I would like to add, for most people, this isn't really a feasible approach. You can't tell everyone in the world to spend a ton of money on a stand-up desk and a desk treadmill. That is a lot of money invested for, what I think is a much less important fitness goal than most people would tend to think. Getting in a crap ton of steps per day. Yes, it's a great thing for your health. Yes, it's very hard to do otherwise without derailing your entire day. No, I don't think it's the be-all, end-all of fitness, and certainly, you shouldn't worry about it too much if your particular situation doesn't make it so easy to get in as many steps as you would like. That said, I am a himbo. I love to throw myself into stupid, overly aggressive goals because that's just the kind of person that I am. I am just a fool who likes trying new things, trying things that are hard, and seeing how far I can go. Seeing if I can really accomplish what I set out to accomplish, or whether, I am, at the end of the day, just an idiot. So it is definitely working. I am developing calluses on my feet. I am not going to show you any pictures of the calluses on my feet because I am not going to show you my feet, you dirty little weirdos. But I can assure you that the calluses are there. They are, nice and thick. They are padding my feet. And that is really cool to me personally. I don't know why. I don't know if anybody else cares, but that is what it is. I've got nice calloused feet and I am enjoying it. I am living. I am happy. I am flourishing. I am moisturized. I am in my lane. I will also add that one kind of side effect of this is that my office room is always very warm. And that is because, despite the fact that I, generally keep the heat down in the winter as much as possible, I've got my desktop computer in here, I've got the treadmill in here, and I am also spending, at least, around a couple hours a day doing my steps in addition to my normal workouts. And so that means that I am constantly throwing off a lot of heat and keeping this room nice and toasty. It is usually noticeably a few degrees warmer than the rest of the house, which is nice in the colder months. Obviously, it will not be so nice in the summer when I am sure that I am going to be sweating all the time, but it is what it is. So that has been this week's wonderful, wonderful Himbo update. I hope that you liked this video. Maybe this has inspired you to develop a thick armor of calluses on your own feet. Maybe not. I don't know. You shouldn't listen to me. I am not a role model in this area. As always, if you like the video, don't hesitate to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, comment down below, let me know what you want to see in future videos. Share this video with, anybody who really cares about feet, which now that I say it is, maybe don't share it with anybody who really cares about feet, I guess. Sticky topic. Anyway, have a great week, all of you. I will talk to you next week.